Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon.
So Sunday's a little different. Normally I do interviews on Sunday, but we're trying to switch it up just a little bit, go back to panels, make it pop again, talk about different things, topics people don't want to discuss. Today we're talking about panel 6. So if anyone under 21 is watching, I advise you to remove yourself from the situation. Thank you. Anyway, we have here Talika, we have Dukes. I had a pleasure of meeting them both through Clubhouse. So make sure y'all join Clubhouse, network, get involved, or what have you. So Dukes, we'll start with you. Can you tell everyone a little about yourself?
Thank you for having me again, Frema. This is my second time on your program. Wow, but a little bit about me. Well, I'm the go-to guy. I'm the plug. So I own a business called Team Rain Management and Consulting. I currently have a couple of artists that I manage, as well as a couple of businesses that I consult for. It's pretty much in the name, self-explanatory. But then I have a couple other projects on the outside that I'm working on as well, with the community and with myself. We actually need to do a follow-up because I got some things going on from the last time we talked that
sounds
we can
good
talk
with
about.
me. I'm always ready.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, Talika.
Yes,
Talika
ma'am.
was on last Friday night.
I was, and I really enjoyed myself. We had a ball, man. That hour went quick. But yeah, I'm Talika, T. Frank, wine guru, freak the boss, whatever you want to call me. From Jersey, live in Georgia. Currently, the second Black-owned winery and first Black woman-owned winery that I'm creating out here in Madison, Georgia. My wine brand is called Wine for Culture, the number 4, no spaces. You can find me on Instagram at wineforculture.net to be added to my distribution list for to be prepared for launch. And yeah, that's pretty much me and my spiel. Thank you for having me, Frema. Nice meeting you, Dukes.
You're welcome. Thank you both for coming on. We're supposed to have someone else coming on with us named Mark, so hopefully he'll be joining us very soon. Today we're talking about paying for sex. Okay, so that topic came in my head because I noticed. And I know we're probably going to debate like hell with this topic, but I noticed a lot of men, Dukes, I'm just saying, a lot of men feel like nowadays they have to pay for time, they have to pay for sex. And I think it's because a lot of women are now more independent and they want a man that can do just as much as they can do for themselves. And I think they got a little misconstrued. So what do y'all think about that whole topic? Whoever want to go?
Well, I'm going to say this. One, I have never paid a professional for any type of sexual activity. I did not have any type of relationship.
Okay, Bill Clinton.
Never. But there is, as a man, when you start dating and interacting with women, the dating portion of it, I could see how other men would equate that to quote unquote paying for sex. the amount of money, the places they take you, if they're taking you on trips, if you're getting flew out and all these other new things that are
Fly
going
out.
on in this new culture. When I was growing up, I never heard my mama talk about she get flew nowhere. So this is all new stuff. But for men in this era, like you said, women are very independent. I know women who fly men out. So
Right.
it's just different. But I have encountered a lot of gentlemen who believe it that courting, what the old school deemed as courting,
Court. Right.
new people deem as paying.
Absolutely. And that's not cool. Talika,
No.
what you got to say about it?
I think probably the difference between courting or probably paying for somebody's body or time has everything to do with the intentions of the woman. You feel me? And
Great point.
a little, a little bit of kind of playing that was advocate to what Frema was mentioning as far as more independent women seeking this. I feel like it's the less independent women that seek these type of standards because
That makes it
most
hard
independent,
for us, though.
I feel like most independent women actually have more of a tolerance for a man who isn't spending his last dime on them because they don't need it to be, but at the same time they have standards in other areas, right? Because you have a lot of these other women who are very much dependent on the niggas that they're fucking. And with that said, they can demean themselves in other ways that other men that they wouldn't gravitate towards if his pockets wasn't fat, just for the sake of getting a come up or getting fed, even a fucking meal. And as a bisexual woman, it's some chicks that's sold their soul just just for some fried lobster. I'm
I'm
like,
gonna use myself as an example here. I'm gonna use myself as an example.
That's a fact.
Some of us, and of course, you shouldn't hold on to the past. You should learn from your previous relationships. And I feel like I learned. I'm not trying to put nobody on whatever, but I keep it real on here. I feel like I learned from my previous relationship that I'm not accepting someone that can't do as much as I could do for myself. You see what I'm saying? So when I mention that to individuals that's pursuing me or whatever, because I'm very blunt. I'm not wasting my time. I'm not doing that at the age I'm at. So when I introduce that to individuals or what I expect, my standards, whatever, we talked about standards and expectations. I'm gonna say that's a standard at this time in my life because I'm not doing that. I'm not trying to figure it out. I need to know up front. And I have been called a gold digger several times, and I can go ahead and dismiss you because I know I got not a gold digger. You can buy dinner one night, I can buy it the next night. What have you? You get flued out, I get flued out. You get what I'm saying? But I just need to know up front that you're worth it. I need to know up front that you can do the things I can do. And they take that the wrong way, and then they think I'm a gold digger. And I'm
no, you just want a man that can take care of himself and is self-sufficient and is not relying on you, but also who has the disposable funds to be able to court you accordingly because you are used to a lifestyle. So to your point, it's like these are my standards because this is the lifestyle I built for myself, and I need to date somebody who can keep the fuck up with it. But it's very different than some women who otherwise wouldn't even entertain a cat and is simply doing so because his pockets is fat. It's like if this dude was just somebody who was eating, had his own crib, and, car and all that, but maybe he can't fly you out. Maybe he ain't got enough PTO days, but he's treating you like a fucking queen. And she's like, no, I need a BLW or whatever the new body is. She's like, no, I need somebody who can give me that. You know what I mean? Like, that's very different than your standards. To your point, you're not a gold digger.
But it makes it hard for women like me who's been there, done that, and don't want to do that again. You get what I'm saying? Who held it down. I don't want to hold it down no more. I want to be able to. And when I say that to somebody, they can't accept it. So am I going about this the wrong way? Dude, what you say? You're a male.
First of all, the notion that you would be a gold digger, the type of man that would call you that's not the type of man that you need to be dealing with in the first place.
Right.
That's the first thing. There's no problem with having any standards. Men have standards, women have standards. It's important to have standards, period, point blank. So for a man, if a man is willing, like Frema, if I was trying to date you, if I was pursuing you, I know where my limits are, and I'm gonna do everything I can to win you over. Me understanding the type of woman I'm pursuing, I need to know where my budget is.
Right.
I can't come in Frema with, oh, we just going to Applebee's type of situations all the time. No. I gotta come to her with some linen napkin situations, you know what I'm saying? That she gonna pull out some utensils and she gonna really get
Reservations.
busy with. Reservations, right? Things that are
Yeah.
planned. That doesn't mean that you're a gold digger. That just means you have standards. That just means that that man is approaching you where you are. That's the most important aspect of that.
Hello, Mark.
Where's my
Hey, how
How
guy,
you
you
Mark?
doing,
doing?
sir?
I'm gonna update you really quickly. We were talking about paying for sex, and what we're talking about is when a man pursues a woman who already has herself established, well put together, and she puts it out there what she's expecting or her standards. They may get called gold diggers just because they want a man that can do the same thing she can do for herself. So that's what we were talking about just now, Mark. And thanks so much for joining us. If you want to tell a
Okay.
little about yourself, you're more than welcome to do so.
I mean, I'm not anybody special. My name is Mark Edwards. I'm a professional basketball skills trainer, speed and agility, explosion training. I've been doing it for almost 30 years.
Okay.
I've worked with about 40 NBA guys. I got almost 400 kids, scholarships to college or whatever. So it's something I love to do. I mean, I've been married. I have 6 kids. I mean, and right now I'm just reestablishing myself, living life out here in LA.
You say you were married or you
And
are
that's it,
married?
man. Yeah. Were. Were.
Okay, got you.
Done.
I
Party
were.
done.
I just wanted to clear that.
Grand opening, grand closing.
Okay, Dukes, I'm sorry. If you want to continue what you
No,
were saying.
Oh no.
All I was saying is it's about standards. You know, anyone that would say that you're a gold digger definitely is not someone that you want to be with. It's okay to have standards as a man, as a woman as well. And those standards can help protect you from situations that you don't want to be in. So here are your
Absolutely.
standards. Don't let somebody tell you, oh, you're a gold digger, and you lower your. No, don't do that. Keep your standards high. You know who you are. You're continuing to strive. That's what you want. That's what you deserve. You want somebody who at least matches or who can eclipse what you're doing. You don't want
Right.
anybody less.
And to Duke's point, the men that knows the difference between the two is who it is that you should be gravitating towards. You feel
That's
me?
a fact.
So you shouldn't. I mean, you don't even have to entertain the cat who is gonna define your standards as you being a gold digger. Like
Right.
that's a great elimination. You know what I mean? To his point, it's like, okay, you out you out the mix. You feel me? You out the game. Let's see who else is on the bench, because it is gonna be some guys that once again is mature enough to be like, okay, this is the caliber of the woman that I'm dating. You know what I mean? This is what I need to do. This is my budget to be able to court her accordingly. And if she out of it, I'm gonna fucking dip. And if not, I'm gonna make her mine. You feel me? It's that
Right.
simple. Don't even
Yes.
complicate this
Yes.
shit.
Absolutely. Mark, how you feel about this topic? How you feel about supposedly paying for
Whoa.
sex or courting a woman?
Well, personally, I would like to, be able to spoil a woman if need be. But sometimes I like to be very simple. I don't know about just I mean, I guess it's a theory and it's a thought and it's a real thing that when you do start taking a woman out to dinner and dates or whatever, they can add up, and it kind of equates to paying for sex or paying to get into the relationship. But I think men have to be careful, because if you start, with those expensive dinners and trips and, spending all this time, they're going to expect that and more when, or if you guys get into a relationship. So then it can be costly. And depending on what you do for a living, can you maintain that over a long period of time is the problem. For myself, I mean, I've been an entrepreneur forever. So I've always dealt with ups and downs in business, a lot more ups, a few downs. But I always bounce back, always get back on my feet or whatever. And you have to be able to find a mate that's willing to deal with that, especially when you work for yourself. You know, that's what it is. Even as a professional athlete, guys are in their prime when they're making millions of dollars playing basketball and football, but then when they retire and the check stops, and you have to, cut back on the way you live. How many women are already willing to stick around for that? Especially if you got a young, beautiful woman who's still, like you might retire at 28. You might marry a woman that by the time you retire at 28 or 30, she's 27. She might want to cut back. She might want to, she might just be getting started in the way she wants to live or whatever. So, we have to be careful with that. Me, I'm about love. I'm more about companionship. I'm more about friendship. I'm more looking for someone that wants to be by your side and just enjoy life with you at this point. So, that's a dangerous topic. It's a dangerous thing because we create bad habits in our mates, and then we try to, reel it back in. It's too late. We've created a monster.
That's a fact, Mark. You speaking gospel, brother.
Word up. I was just like when he hit it on the nose when he just the simple word of maintenance. You know what I mean? Being able to maintain it. Like, how much are you first off are faking the funk, and are you being honest with yourself as far as the type of woman that you're trying to attract with your pockets, knowing that you're not going to be able to maintain what it is that her standards or preferences are, and then now you would have created this monster. And do you have a good enough foundation where her values and morals at that if you do go broke, that she's gonna be able to stick around? And I guess that's like kind of my question. Like, that foundation got to be strong, because like sometimes people gonna go through ups and downs, right? And it's like you might meet a dude and he making whatever figures to be able to make you happy as far as your lifestyle, and then if he hit rock bottom real quick, do you believe in him to be able to bounce back, and are you gonna stick around until you fucking does? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Great point.
And I think that's a woman, though. You get what I'm saying? If we had everything going, he showed me, I showed him, and then things get rough, we supposed to stick around. You get what I'm saying? But if she's a true gold digger, then of course she's gonna leave. She
out. Like Mark said, she on to the next basketball player. Like who else on the starting line? You understand?
She's out. She's out. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of a lot of people say I dog men and stuff on the show on Friday nights. I just only know to speak from a woman's perspective. A lot of and I don't want to say y'all, a lot of men just, I don't know, they just don't have it. They just don't do right. They just don't know what
Frema.
Hold up, bro. You as a woman, you still have to empathize with men just as much as we need men to empathize with us. We was talking about toxic masculinity before and shit. And empathizing with the black woman, like she like, listen, these things, they ain't shit, they ain't never gonna be shit.
Maybe it's just like you said, maybe it's the ones that approach you or something.
Blowing my mind. That could be it, Frema. It's the pond that you're fishing in. You need to grab your tackle box. You need to get your reel. You need to get your bait, and you need to go to big waters. That's what's really going on. Don't sell yourself short, sweetheart. You need to get out there and really you deserve it. Go out there and find them.
So how do y'all feel about dating? Because I talked about this before. So they see a lady out with a gentleman, no sex involved. She's just dating. She's just seeing who fits her. Now she's a whore. Now she's a slut. Now she's whatever because they've seen her out with multiple men several different times. It's always some
society.
But if she's not doing anything with them, those are just words. At the end of the day, it's all about you. Like, people could call me anything they want. When I go to sleep at night and wake up in the morning, I do that by myself. Nobody else is with me. And when I look in that mirror, the person that looks back at me, I'm okay with. If I know I didn't do it, I don't care what anybody else say. I could date all the women I want. More people want to know than know. Let's just put it like that. More people want to know than actually know.
No.
That's the difference between someone who's promiscuous and someone who's not. Because I could date, I have all types of female friends that I can sit down and have all types of conversations with. That doesn't make me a hoe. That just makes me a man who knows women. And I personally view it the same way. I'm not the type to say, oh, just because I'm a man and I could do this, a woman can't either. I know women who have platonic relationships with men and they want nothing from them. And it's a number of them. But that doesn't mean they're sleeping with all of them. That's childish. That's a misperception.
Word up.
Anyone who
And
feels
also,
that
like,
way,
dude,
you need to get away from.
and
Yeah,
that's the thing, like that's what I was thinking about, because I feel like, especially at this point in our lives, like it's not like we in high school and we between
Right.
walls that we cannot escape. How are you mastering your energy that you not, how are you even hearing these rumors? You feel me? It's like you shouldn't even be in a space where that type of
Correct.
negativity can get back
Come
to
to
you.
you.
It's not even
Correct.
about, you know, being private. You shouldn't have to, you know, shelter the fact that you're dating and you're enjoying to get to know these different men and things of that sort. It's like the people who are apprised of this information are seeing you out. Like, how are you mastering your energy to make sure that messy shit not even getting back
Don't
to
get
you?
back
You
to
feel
you,
me?
because your circle shouldn't even bring it back to you. I don't want to hear
Exactly.
that. Let
Exactly.
me date.
Exactly. And they should
Melvin said
always
gold
encourage
diggers
you.
have traits. Some women show their true gold digger traits. Men know a gold digger like women know a man that just want to have sex. Those habits are displayed early.
So what's a gold digger
Don't let
trait
somebody
that
else take
she's what's a gold digger trait that he's saying? What? That she's hungry, that she wants
I
to
don't
go
know.
somewhere? Those aren't gold digging traits. That's someone who wants to eat and someone who wants to experience something. So I don't want a gold digger to me would be somebody that watches me go to work every single day, watches me deal with everything in my life on a daily basis, pay all my bills, take care of my family, everything, and constantly has her hand out. And she's doing nothing but sitting on the
And she's
couch all
doing
day.
nothing. She has
That's
nothing
a
to
gold
offer.
digger.
It's
That's
simple
a
to
gold
me.
digger.
If it's somebody who you wouldn't date, if they pockets wasn't fat, you're a fucking gold digger.
You're a
Period.
gold digger.
If you would walk right past this person, if you didn't know what their bank account looked like, or otherwise leave this person if that bank account didn't maintain, straight up gold digger.
I agree.
And because there are men out there who don't have a problem working with a woman who might not, or a man. It's both ways, actually. There are men
Jaren
out
Brand.
there and women out there who can work with a man who might not be right up to par, but they're working. They have aspirations. They have goals. They are checking boxes off in their life. A person like that, I can assist. That's not a gold digger to me.
Okay. Well, if they have it and they're working on it, and like you said, they're checking boxes off, but if none of those boxes are getting checked off, we got a problem. We
Well,
got
if
some
none
type
of them
of
get
problem.
checked off, you're right. That's a different situation.
Yeah.
That means you was chasing a fat ass, Dukes. That's what happened there. That's what happened
Exactly.
there. You want to
Nothing
read
wrong with a
Jaren's
big butt and
comment
a
down
smile.
there? He talking
Yeah,
about
he
leading with
said
pockets
that's
that
where
you was
most
talking
guys
about.
make a mistake by leading with their pockets first. And that's a
what
50-50
Frema.
for me. That's a 50-50 for me. I'm just being honest.
I'm not a big fan of that. And I am a proponent, and Mark can tell you this. I do not like when guys lead with any of their material stuff. I'm all about express who you are. Have those conversations. Let someone find out if they like you, want to get to know you, want to hang out with you before you gift them the gift that is you, and just expose them to all those other things. If I expose you to all these things up front, I'm going so high up. Only thing I could do is fall. So
Just
I'd
fall
rather
down.
I'm like a roller coaster. So I'm gonna get you
Yeah.
going up here first before we start doing all this fun stuff. It's gonna be a slow climb. And that
Yeah.
slow climb in the roller coaster, that is the courting stage where you're finding out if this is potentially someone I want to give the gift, the best gift I got, which is me too. Because if I give myself to you, then you're entitled to everything that this gift gives. But it's all about having those conversations. Make sure you're going to give your gift to the right person. These
Right.
sound more like a commentary of someone who gave their gift to someone who was not worthy of the gift.
Of the gift.
I changed lives early. I changed lives early. I ain't fall in love 2 week status. You feel me? I'm giving you the best of me. You're gonna tell all your friends, like, yo,
Mark,
wanna
it's kind of
marry
quiet down there, Mark. What's going on? What you thinking about?
I mean, I'm letting it all soak in, and I mean, I've dealt with my share of relationships, and I mean, I think Dukes is hitting everything on the head in regards to just these relationships. I mean, they start out the wrong way, and when they spiral out of control, I mean, who's to blame? Because women want men with money, men want beautiful women, and sometimes, regardless of how they get them, you know what I'm saying, they don't care. So you think about this.
Right.
What man would buy a $400,000 car if women didn't care about what they drove? I mean, you think
That's
about
a
it. If I could
fact.
drive if I could drive a Prius and pull up to the club and get treated like a VIP versus buying a $400,000, Bentley, I'm gonna buy the Prius. Guys
Yeah.
That's a
buy
fact.
these expensive things, why they buy these expensive watches, and it's all bait for women. That's what we do it
But
for.
most times it's for other men. In
Yeah.
most cases, it is a lot of times that a lot of men are out here spending an entire check in order to stunt on other men versus
Absolutely.
stunt for women.
Two
No,
snaps.
the stunting is for the men. If that's the case, the stunting is for the men so they can take those men's women. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you got some girls over there. Let's show them how it's done over here. Eventually, them girls gonna slide over there because they want to be with who's the most lit. You know what I'm saying? Who's the hottest prospect in the club? Oh, that crew over there. Let's slide over there. So really, we do it for women. So even if it is for men, it's to make us look better than that other man. But eventually, it's just really for women. Women, y'all
No,
be out
That's
here
a fact.
choosing now. Me and Duke talk about it. Y'all be
Y'all hold
choosing.
all the power. Y'all
Y'all
hold
be
all the
choosing.
power at the end of the day.
yeah, the
We
type
talk
of
about
woman
that.
that they want, the type of
Right.
woman that they want, that's what they do.
When we get together, I know my cousin and I, when we were younger, we used to go to the club all the time, and we walk by a group of girls. We'd be like, "Oh, y'all choosing, huh? Y'all choosing?" And they look at us and they'll just start laughing because we knew damn well that that's what they was doing. So yeah,
That's a fact.
I
And
don't know.
again, like women hold all the power. It's literally, I can't make you do anything. I can't.
Right. You
It's up
can't.
to you. It's up to you. So you have choices. If you're gonna choose to put up with someone who's gonna lead you down the wrong path, that's your choice. But
Right.
if you make the conscious decision that no, I'm not dealing with this on my left, I'm gonna go right, and I'm gonna start really taking pride in myself because it's all it really is a self check. You gotta
Yeah.
look in the mirror and say, this is not what I want. Here's what I
Absolutely.
want, and start moving yourself from here to here, and
And that
it
goes
all
to
starts
something
here.
else. That goes to something else. And this is just maybe just me taking it personal, but people have to understand if a woman is single, she chooses to be single. You get what I'm saying? Maybe that woman has not found or seen someone that meet her standards. I have had a lot of men say, "Why are you single?" What? I choose to be. Like I choose to be single. Maybe I just haven't met someone that meet my standards or my preferences or what have you. But y'all gotta get up. Not, and I would say y'all. Of course, I'm not talking to you and Mark, but just in general, y'all have to understand. Some women are single because they choose to be single. Like I just had to put that out there. And then Melvin said, Frema, those are the men you dated, beautiful. I haven't dated them because I'm not dating someone who does not reach or have the standards that I want. So I'm not dating them.
Yeah, Melvin, she's gonna run into guys because she's on the fucking market. So her
Right.
running into these types of men is very different than her just wasting her time and
Absolutely.
dating a man that she shouldn't otherwise entertain, because that's what playing the field is, right? That's what the dating life is about, narrowing down the search to figure out who kind of speaks to you. But you know what I mean? I just feel like it's all about the intentions of both parties. You feel me? Because the problem is that everybody think they know what they want because it look good and the pussy be real good. But at the same time, it's like when you land next to somebody who ain't got no substance, or they can't really comfort you or pour into you in a emotional and mental capacity, you gonna get bored of it. So similar to what Joey said, he said, for every bad bitch is a nigga tired of fucking her. You understand? And the thing is that a lot of these men, they are finding more about themselves after getting the woman that they dreamed to kind of have. And they like, yo, her body like a Coca-Cola bottle, you feel me? You know what I mean? Instagram popping, I got my bread and all of this. And then you just like, yo, I ain't even happy. And then these women, you know what I mean? They get these dudes with these Bentleys and these, you know what I mean? These cars and all of this bread. And they're like, yo, this nigga knocked me out every day. Or this guy is
Mm.
so, you know what I mean? Or even you're selling for mediocre dick, you know? Like you're not even satisfied and you're giving this man your body for $1. In that case, like I said, somebody who otherwise wouldn't date, and we're getting back to the topic of things, that gray line of paying for sex. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Would you otherwise be in bed with this nigga if in fact them pockets
He
wasn't
didn't
fat?
have it. I'm not getting popped. I'm not getting a black eye for nobody. I'm not covering nothing, no makeup, using makeup. Because that's just something I'm totally against. I'm not doing it. And I'm totally against, and I'm about to sound real crazy when I say this, y'all, but
Say it.
you can't be out here expecting men to do stuff for you and want money and you dumb. I hate to say it that way, but I'm just keeping it real. You gotta be able to offer something as well. You can't. I can't. If I
But
have
the
a
problem is
conversation
they
with
don't.
you,
They don't. That's the society. That's the era we live in. It is a
That's
lot
a
of
fact.
young rich chicks right
But
now
see, that's
because
why
they
it's hard.
bomb.
It's hard for us out here. I can't. I got an issue with it.
I'm gonna blame some of the guys, because in this attention driven society that we're in now, like where it's on hyper level of attention get grabbing, where the Instagram model, the OnlyFans model has taken over pretty much, and it's all about likes and views now. The women have become, and this is, I'm not trying to generalize it, so I'm going to say some women have really become just focused on their looks, and their looks getting them everything that they want. There is no more substance. It's I could go and get my body done. I could wear this weave, this hairpiece, whatever, and I could go and do whatever the hell I want. And that's literally a mentality. So, Frema, where a woman who might come through 8 years of education in a college and a secondary school, after that come out with a master's, PhD, whatever she comes out with, that woman is different than that Instagram model who's, high school graduate, always been pretty all her life. She still got her baby hairs laid. She went to DR and had a couple of transfers, and now she gets 100,000 views on Instagram. Those are two different types of women.
Yo, Dukes,
Yeah.
let me
Me
tell you
personally, I
something.
want that woman who got that degree. I don't want that Instagram model. The woman for me has like 1,000, maybe 2,000 followers the most. Not no 100K, 1 million. I don't want those types of people, because that's not reality. I'm
Right.
into
Right.
regular women that you can see every day in the supermarket, at the bank, at the church on Sunday. Those are the
Walmart.
women that are important. Walmart, Target.
Mark said the wife. Mark said the wife be at Target. Goddamn it! He said the wife be there.
I have a
That's a fact.
Walmart theory, a Walmart plan.
What's
So I
your
don't
theory,
know.
Mark? What's your theory?
Dukes is gonna laugh because we talk about this, and he kills me about it all the time. So, the most successful first date I ever had, and it really wasn't supposed to be a date, but what it turned into was, linking up with a young lady and going to Walmart, and we went grocery shopping and just shopping for things. And as we walked down every aisle, just talking about, ourselves, what we ate, what we love, what we hated, laughed at people, just it was just an hour, and it lasted 3 hours. Am I frozen? Can y'all hear me? Damn.
Yeah, we can hear you. I can
Yeah,
hear you.
you're going in and out a little bit, but I
Oh,
hear
okay.
you. 3 hours in Walmart. That's the last I heard. Five. I mean, 3 hours in Walmart.
Yeah, we were there for like 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? And it was just an adventure. It was just us finding out about each other. Um, you know, Picking up food for her to eat that I'll cook for her. Her picking up food for me that she would cook for me. Stuff she wanted for the house. Little things. You kind of find out people's tendencies, what they like, what they don't like. what kind of food preference they have. And food is a bonding thing for us. Food
That's a fact.
is spiritual for us. You know what I'm saying? Sunday dinners and stuff like that. That's really important to us. I mean, I think the simpler your first dates are, then it's easier to build from that. You want to build a
Right.
foundation with that starts with understanding who they are, what their tendencies are. Like, what kind of person is this? Does she get mad easily? Does he have a really bad temper? Does he have a trigger? Those things are so important. But it's kind of like, when I hear, men and women talk about qualifications. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like we're applying for jobs now. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, the guy has to make $100,000 a year, but in some places, $100,000 ain't no money.
That's
I'm
not
out
a
here
lot.
in LA, and if you making $100,000, you're not making a lot of money. And there's very few places you can live. It's very limited into where you can live. Like, you can really do it, but you're gonna struggle. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that becomes an issue. That becomes a topic of conversation. That, I mean, why not work together? Like, if we truly put our money together and budget and do it right, we can live like kings.
Come on,
But
Mark.
even in these relationships, people come into it separately. Like, if we start living together, we get
Yes.
married. Why do we have different bank accounts?
Say that, Mark.
I agree, Mark.
Why not
100%.
why are we not putting our money together? Talking about buying investment properties.
Right.
Whoever handles the money the best handles the money. Everybody gets like a little allowance or whatever. Like, you talk about these things, but pride gets in the way. Me, I don't have pride because I don't care about money.
Yeah.
I care about people.
Right.
Yeah, and that foundation. That
My
foundation.
investment is in the person.
And
That's a
that's
fact,
so
Mark.
true,
Money
Mark. I got
can
two things to
kill a
say about
relationship.
that. I'm sorry. I got two things to say about that. One, they say when you take your partner to Walmart, you completely, like, that's that partner, that's it. Everybody see you in Walmart.
We
Two,
together now. We together.
It's official.
two is, and y'all tell me if y'all agree with this, 'cause Mark touched on this. I often say dating is the interview process, and maybe I'm wrong at looking at it that way. But it's the interview process, and people want to be hired on or not. You got to get to know that person in the beginning. I'm not holding anything back. That is a deal breaker for me, and that's just me. I'm not holding it back. I need to know.
And it can be an interviewing process, but to Mark's point, what is the application looking like? What are the standards
Right.
versus your preferences? Are you looking at how much money I make, and are you even being logical based upon whatever those credentials are on paper versus meeting my entire soul through human interaction? You know what I mean? But like, I was gonna give a spiel about how it is that I have gotten wifed up, but I wanted to ask Frema, what is your standards for your first date? Do you feel like somebody should be dropping a $200 check on you up at the Capitol Grill, or you know what I mean?
Let's go to
Are
the
you
pizza
okay with
shop,
meeting
Frema.
somebody for coffee? Are you okay with meeting somebody for coffee? And then as you got, you know what I mean? He like, okay, maybe you work the rooftop dinner or whatever it may be. Like, what's your standards for you going out for the first time with a guy? What's your expectation? And she left me. You see that? She want a la carte menus. You see what she did? She want a la carte menus. She's fucking gone, Dukes and Mark.
Hey, Frema gonna go. We gonna take her to the pizza shop, Mark. That's what we take a Frema on the first date.
What part of New York you in, Dukes? What part of New York you in?
I live in White Plains right now, but I'm born and raised in Harlem.
Okay.
Sorry.
I was my ex from Harlem, 125th and Broadway. Hey, come
Okay,
through with the Harlem cat.
I know exactly where you are, right there by the train.
For sure.
Melvin thinks a lot of women feel against you at all. I don't feel that way.
Did you hear my question?
I want to spoil my man.
There is a sentiment from a lot of women that men should do it all. And to Mark's point, I believe that is false. I believe any relationship is a partnership. It's two people working together. It shouldn't be I do all the work and you just sit back and do nothing. No, that's not a partnership. A partnership involves two people with like-minded goals working together towards that goal. And that's all a relationship really is. If you communicate it right, if you've seen where everyone's goals are and what they value, and you can put that and literally sit down and say, here's what I want, here's what I want, here's what I want, here's what I want, and here's how you fit into that. And you can start to plan and strategize how y'all can both come together to go forward. That's the ultimate goal. It should not be all on me. I don't need that stress. And
Absolutely.
I wouldn't put that on a woman. There's too much that we as individuals have going on that weigh us down. Why should each other weigh us down? We should be uniting to be stronger so that we can hold the weight together.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and all of the men that I've ever dated, you know, we and even with being young and like college years and shit like that, like I've always just met dope dudes. And also, you know, I was just in the stage of, you know, just not that's not being a priority. Like I was blessed to not be in the whole era that most of these young girls in their 20s are in as far as just gravitating
Thanks
towards
be to
bread. I
God.
really was soul searching, you know what I mean, and met like really awesome souls like Drake type guys. Like they, you know what I mean? Like this really phenomenal dudes. And now I'm just being a bisexual woman and the women that I date and being the dominant one in that type of and those type of dynamics. You know what I mean? I'm used to always courting a woman, right? But I also just being the Cancer and my entire makeup, I'm always pouring into somebody, mostly more than what they're pouring into me. And to
Mm,
Mark's point, like, oh, Mark with the Cancer, yeah, we go. I knew his soul, I knew it.
Oh
But
God.
you know, like the chick that I was dating recently, you feel me? Like she an actress and shit, and you know what I mean, like beautiful girl and all of that, but she was very self-centered, and I was rocking out because I was dating her potential. You feel me? And to Duke's point, like, you know, she got all the followers, and you know what I mean, like especially on the LGBTQ scene, like for some of the film that she's done, like people know her. She could walk through Atlanta and people just know her. You feel me? And this entire time, I'm knowing that I'm seeing 1,000 red flags a week that I know that this chick
wow.
is not right for me. But sometimes, once again, the sex is good, and then like you once again you dating that potential, right? So you like, you know what? I can save this person.
Right.
You know what I mean? I can help her become the best version of herself. You know what I mean? And I rocked out from June all the way to like January, and then you know I finally got to a point just once again knowing myself and what it is that I needed, and I never wifed her. And then the chick that I'm actually in a relationship now with, right, which is a fraction of the time in which I had, you know, entertained the other joint, and I wifed her like that because that's how much I knew what it is that I wanted. But also the Duke's point, so you said the intellectuals, right? So she get her PhD next year, bro. She's gonna be a doctor, right?
Fire.
But all,
Fire.
but her such like she's beautiful as shit too, but she's brilliant. And also
Right.
she's selfless. She's fucking selfless, and her standards and her values are not superficial. You feel me? And she has people that gravitate towards her for her soul and not for her fame. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm just, yeah, man. So once again, not to you know beat a dead horse, but you know what I mean, the chicks that be just looking all beautiful, great, but if you don't have fucking substance to you, you feel me, or you can't be like a selfless person, I'm not entertaining you. I done had enough biscuit and phenomenal wood to be out here selling my soul for your nut ass looks.
Right.
Right.
So I have a theory about, like relationships and kind of like when you should get married, when you should be looking. If you're someone that I think you find yourself to be really family oriented, and you want to get married, you want to have a family early or whatever, create a situation. The best place to find someone of like interest and so forth is while you're in college, because you're around people who possibly are studying the same thing you're studying. They have goals. They have, like, oh, she's gonna be a doctor. I'm gonna be a dentist. Okay, yeah. Or maybe that person's gonna spend too much time on their career. Can we maintain this? We're looking so much for, beauty in people that aren't beautiful inside. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and we talk about women. Black women are the most educated people on the planet. It's fact. It's
That's a fact.
documented. It's certified. They're the most educated, have the most degrees, the most practicality, as far as their jobs and so forth. Why aren't we finding these educated women early and growing together with them? So now, if you pass that college process, you haven't found someone in college at that point, in my opinion, I think you should strictly be trying to date people to find people that are like you, like-minded.
Okay.
You know, they say when before you get married, you're supposed to do therapy. You're supposed to go to couples counseling because during that phase, you find out the truth. You find out, well, oh, my kids go to private school. Well, I don't want us to, I don't want to go to church on Sundays. Well, I want
But
my kids to
individual
learn different
therapy too.
languages.
Individual
Yeah,
therapy and healing that trauma. And
black
then the couples
people,
therapy,
A lot.
right?
black
And look,
people don't believe in therapy, and it's
that's what I was
the
about
worst
to
thing
say.
ever.
That's exactly what I was about
That's
to
a
say.
major point, Mark.
They try to tell us to go to church, but understand something, and it's no disrespect to my brother Duke, because I grew up in the church. I grew up in the church to the point where, I would do summer Bible school. You know what I'm saying? Early in the morning, I was there till 2, 3 o'clock
Frema, I
when
saw
I was
you roll
younger.
your eyes.
I had to go. Like I had to. But
Yeah,
if
you
I,
had to.
Duke, was I cursing too much? I forgot you was the preacher's son.
It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. I can
I'm
use a couple of
sorry,
expletives too. It's all right. It's okay.
I'm gonna watch my mouth moving forward.
I mean,
Just like that.
it's when we have these grown-up conversations, people really don't want to be grown up. People really don't want to talk about the trauma they face as children. When I talked earlier and I said, find out what that person's trigger is, that's an educated guess that you're trying to make. And you're not a professional. So I think it's important to try to work through these things together with someone, because how many times can you really see the pastor before he starts checking your donations?
right.
And being honest, like in Georgia, there are these mega churches, and I'm not going
You
to
don't even
name
know the pastor.
one of them or a few of them. You don't get to see the pastor unless your tithes and offerings are up to par with your salary intake and so forth. Like, they will cut you off.
That's a fact.
But can I ask y'all something? And listen, I am who I am. You get what I'm saying? I am who I am. How would they know your salary intake? Answer me that. How would they know your salary intake?
Some
Based on what you
membership
spend.
forms, they'll ask you income, because they have to figure out your 10%.
Wow.
So
Okay.
depends on
That
some
sound like
churches
the
you
devil,
go to, they will
boy.
ask that to you.
I didn't know that.
Not my
To
church.
get full
Not my church.
benefits. Yeah, to
Not
get the
my
full
church.
benefits of the church. That's right. You have to, you might have to submit your taxes to be a straight member. You can come to church or whatever, be a parishioner or whatever, but some churches, to be a member of the church, to have a say-so in what goes on in the church, you got to submit your taxes.
Oh my God.
No,
I never knew.
I grew up with a lot of
definitely to be
witnesses.
That brings us to a whole nother topic.
Yeah, I grew up.
definitely to be on a church roll or to have any office in any church, you have to at least be a tither in good standing. In most
Is that to get a
churches.
plot? Do they have a cemetery? Is that to get a plot? Or
It's to get the Reverend of Bentley, okay? It's get the Reverend of Bentley.
Literally, no, we're not
I'm
gonna
joking.
do that.
I'm joking.
But it's just a support of the ministry. They finance
to hold
it
up the church, to pay the
Correct.
bills.
Pay the bills, keep the lights on.
Right.
Well,
and
to pay the pastor,
because remember, at
that's
the
his
end of
job
the day,
sometimes.
the end of the day, it's still a business.
It is a
Even
business.
though it's a church,
Absolutely.
it's still a business, and they have certain taxes that they pay. They have certain exemptions, but there's still certain bills they have to pay. Like the light and gas don't get blessed by the Lord. They
Right.
still have to pay those bills. So there is an economic structure. But there are churches who, to Mark's point, they are abusing that. It's not really the gathering of people, which I say is the problem, because this is a church. The four of us, once the conversation shifted to something about God, we became a church. And we're not in a physical building communing together. But what is happening is that religion is being hijacked by people who have no good intent.
No business.
See, my issue is
Except to
I
fill
think
their own pockets.
that spirituality is being hijacked by religion. You know what I mean? That's how deep I go for the
It's a whole
simple
nother
fact that
conversation because I have to agree with Khalifa. I promise you.
Freeman, you might have to bring
I
us
feel
back.
like a lot of
Bring us
this
back
tax
together.
I have to do this once a month, y'all. Because I agree.
You might
I
have to bring us
promise
back
you,
together.
I agree with her. 100%.
But you know, like I said, I don't want to go down the rabbit hole. You feel me? But I just think a lot of that bread that's coming in, it needs to be poured back into the community. And I feel like that we just putting the band-aid, just, you know, as paying for infrastructure for folks to pray on Jesus' return in order to get them out of the conditions that they're in, when in all reality, there's a real face to the systemic oppression and real face to the poverty levels that are in this community. And they should be using that bread to remedy that and reverse everything that crack epidemic did to these communities that they're praying to these gods in, and actually gives, like, these people are in poverty that are giving you 10% of their fucking check. And that right there is just so ungodly to me. You know what I mean? It's a little bit triggering, but
listen, Melvin said it's a
Well,
whole.
we're not gonna get into that because we are not gonna do that because I will walk y'all down a dark alley.
We're gonna talk about this on another show if y'all willing to do that, because you know, we see things from different perspectives. You get what I'm saying? And maybe Dukes can teach us something we don't know. Maybe Mark, maybe Talika. So we gonna speak about this if y'all willing to come on a whole, you know, on another show with me.
We can do that, Frema.
Okay.
Book it.
Hey, listen,
we can do that.
I know
we're supposed to be talking about
me and
cash
Dukes is
and ass.
down
We're supposed to
for
be talking
whatever.
about cash and ass today.
We talking
And
about
you already got us in the Bible.
But it's all connected. So here's another question.
It is all connected. Say that, Mark.
Should when you start a relationship with someone, like, all right, let's move in together. Oh, let's buy a house. Should you at that time start meeting with lawyers and talking about the possibility of what happens if we break up?
Can I start?
Should that be a mature topic? Sure.
Okay, and maybe I'm not the correct person. Well, you know, it's everybody's perspective, but
you have your opinion.
At this point, hell yeah. We're talking about all this right now because I feel like you never really know someone. And I'm sorry, that's just the way I feel. I feel like you never really know someone, and by getting that nuptial agreement or whatever, it doesn't necessarily mean you're banking on the relationship ending or thinking negative. But at the end of the day, I don't know. People 6 years down the line, you now showing me who you really are, because sometimes people can withhold that and sometimes people hold that in. I'm sorry. I'm talking to a lawyer. We getting a prenuptial agreement. We doing all that. And that's just me. And if you don't like it, and as I always say, you can chuck the deuces, because it ain't fun. You need to be protecting your stuff, and I'm protecting mine. And that's just the way I
agree.
You're right. And also, if you even agree,
process.
Yeah, and if you agree to get married, you're already agreeing into a contract anyway. You're already about to get in business with the state. So if you're about to get in business with the state the worst contract for real. I'm gonna jump a broom under a tree somewhere in fucking Indonesia. That's how I'm getting married.
The worst contract ever.
Marriage is the worst contract you will ever sign in your life.
Married. Dude, you're not married.
I'm divorced.
I thought you was married this whole time. So I'm getting there. I'm getting ready.
But Frema, you know how much it costs to get divorced. How much? Because Mark divorced and Dukes. How much does it cost for you to go to the state and ask permission to leave another human? That's what marriage is.
It's not really the state issue. It's the representation. You should never, I repeat, never, not even for a traffic ticket. I implore you, never go into a courtroom without a lawyer, because the court, they look at you almost as if you're indigent. You know what I'm saying? And they're not going to cut you the slack that they will cut another lawyer. So you could think, I read all the paperwork, this, that, and the other. There's so many laws, there's so many loopholes in marriages and divorces that, it's kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing. Some people can't afford to get divorced. You would hope that you could sit down with your ex-mate and work this out in a loving way. But love don't live here no more. It's war.
Say that.
It's literally
war.
What's
so crazy? Me and my husband are not divorced yet. We've been separated. It'll be 3 years in December. And I'm gonna be honest. I I didn't find a need to get divorced yet. If I don't know if y'all understand what I'm saying when I'm saying it. It's not hindering me from anything right now. But if me and my boyfriend, my whatever you want to call him, decide to really, take it there. It takes a long time to really know someone. And that's just where I'm at. Then I'll go ahead and sign them papers. But I just don't feel the need. Am I wrong?
Okay.
So, Frema, are you getting divorced?
This.
Oh, go ahead, Dukes.
I'm gonna say this to you. If I'm dating you and you tell me you've been separated from your husband for 3 years and you don't feel the need to get a divorce, we are not going to date any longer.
Yeah, because you need to be leaving him for yourself and not for a new partner.
You should have been gone. Why are you 3 years separated? You should have been gone for you.
I'm gone.
Like, what are you doing? So
well, you know what she has.
When
right?
I met my girl, she was separated, and I wouldn't wife her until she got divorced officially.
You cannot hang out with me and be legally married.
Are you serious, Dukes?
I mean, I was hanging out with her, but I didn't commit to her until the divorce was finalized. I didn't commit until the divorce was finalized.
Mark, what you was about to say?
So what you have is, you have that parachute, you have that brace, that break in case of emergency, alarm on your wall, because there's always an opportunity for y'all to get back together and slide back into your marriage as if you were never separated. That's my husband, because at the end of the day, guess what? If he's in a relationship with someone, you're in a relationship with someone, if something happens to you, your husband, is going to take over your estate. You know what I'm saying? Something happens to him, and he's with a girl, he got a fiance, and they living together, you can come and be like, oh, this is all my shit.
And
I'm pulling the plug.
Right, Frema, I heard that.
I heard
that.
So let's be clear. That's like that, and that's real talk. No one's gonna come in there. Okay, let's think about it. And it's no disrespect, because rest in peace to my little brother, my man Biggie. When Biggie and Faith wasn't together on a daily basis or whatever, and he had other situations and a life going on, but legally or whatever, when he died, Faith she was in charge of this.
Yeah.
She's on the book.
The blessing is that she still took care of everyone, took care of his moms, the whole 9 yards, took care of his kids, of course, but they weren't together. And it's crazy that in our lexicon we can say together, and you guys understand
together,
what
together, right? Together.
We're not
together. We married, but I'm still effing bros on the side.
Frema's separated.
Separated.
I love this.
Like separated means they broke up like 6 months ago,
Right.
But separated is they've been separated for 3 years.
Well, if she wants somebody like Dukes, she better get divorced. If she wants somebody like Dukes,
you gotta be divorced.
Divorce is one word. Divorce is one word.
I love this conversation. Look, my daughter saying, hurry up, because I be making me off the Wi-Fi. Listen, we normally do like an hour. I love this. I felt willing to come back on, maybe once a month, once every 2 months, or what have you, just to chop it up with some very intellectual individuals. I love the vibe we all have. We speak our truth and all this good stuff. Yes. So I hope y'all would do the honor of coming back on. And I also want to ask you something. Look, I'm going to say on air, because I plan on being on television soon. So I'm going to ask y'all something on air so everybody else can hear it. Would y'all be willing, me and my friends are doing a clubhouse, kind of chat like this. Let's sip and talk with Frema and friends. And I hope you guys will be a moderator with us, so we can talk about different topics.
It. You ain't got to say nothing but a word, Frema. You family.
I just wanted to ask Mark. I ain't hear you say nothing. You just looking side to side.
We can't hear you, Mark.
Oh, we can't hear him. Look, I was taking it personal just now. Talika, what about you? You good?
I'm rolling. Just give me some notice, because I'm out here trying to build an empire. I'm trying to build an empire.
Right,
I'm not always available.
Thursdays at 10 p.m.
Hey, I can speak for Mark.
Eastern
I'm
time.
sure he would not mind. Mark and I would gladly moderate any form that you would
Okay.
have and have us
It's
on. We'll be
Thursday.
more than happy.
My wig. Y'all didn't even tell me it was messed up.
Frema,
It's
you look good. Stop
The
it,
wig
girl.
is beautiful, Queen.
Yeah.
Oh,
Frema, look at
sheesh.
mine. Look at
okay.
mine.
It's
It's
Thursday.
just
Look at my
sweat.
pigtails. I'm trying to get
I
locks.
love it. Y'all look good. I feel like I'm kind of messed up. It's Thursday at 10 p.m. Y'all. Okay, y'all can hang with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, I'm
2
gonna
hours
try
from
to
that,
make it
I
every
just got
Thursday
my
I
room.
can.
Well, if you can, but we know you there. When you're there, you'll
Okay.
moderate. Okay. The next topic, if y'all can make it this Thursday at 10 p.m., it's called Let's Sip and Talk with Frema Friends. It's going to be holding on. Okay. Y'all can take it how y'all want to take it. But why are you holding on? That's what we're talking about this
Come on,
Thursday
Frema.
at 10 p.m. Okay.
I
I
love
love
it.
y'all. You know what? Thanks,
They're
Alan.
holding on because the sex is good.
Such great people. It feels good. You know, like I was always in this bubble and stuff like that. And now Alan's making me kind of, you know, broaden my horizon.
Branch out.
And I love it. I love it. I feel like I knew Talika forever because she feel like she know me because she be calling me out on stuff, but we ain't gonna go there tonight. Today.
I love your life. I love your life.
So y'all, I thank y'all for coming on. I really appreciate it. We have to do this again.
Absolutely.
Dukes, we're talking on the side to see if you're okay with talking about what we were trying to get into with the whole church thing.
We
you
could
know,
do that.
So
We could do that. Whatever
And I
you
hope I
ready.
didn't offend you, King. I
No,
hope
no,
I
not
didn't.
at
This
all.
was all. I'm not talking
Not
about
at
you or
all.
your daddy church. It was a very
Not at
broad
all.
aspect. Okay.
yeah.
I've been
Okay.
dealing with this for over 35 years, so I'm cool with it. Trust me.
Yeah. Okay.
Sounds
I'm about to say I don't think all religion is bad. Feel me? Some places
That's a
is
fact.
real spiritual, haven. You feel me?
That's
But
a fact.
like I said, I apologize if
Love
that
y'all
was
energy.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Sorry.
Uh-oh.
Too much
Uh-oh.
wine.
Get your shit together, Frema. What's
Time.
happening?
Too much wine.
It's time. That means it's time. It's time.
All right, y'all. So as we always say, thank you guys for tuning in. Melvin, I thank you for being the #1 fan, you know, commenting, engaging with us. You guys, Dukes, Mark, Talika, I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. I'm happy I met you guys. And we always we meet for a reason. I'm a strong believer that everything happens for a reason. And this is it. So as we always say on Let's Sip and Talk with Frema, peace and love.
Peace.